Hello, Mustang parents, guardians, and students. This is the April vlog for all announcements in April. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about the beginners. Beginners have a festival coming up. They are going to be performing on April 25th. That is a Tuesday. The time hasn't been announced yet, but hopefully I'll have that by the end of this week or next week. So I can let you guys know this will be they usually let parents come to the beginner festival. So if you have the time on Tuesday, April 25th to come out and watch us, please do. Your students will definitely appreciate it. In order for us to get ready for that festival, we will be having 3 after-school rehearsals every Wednesday from 4:30 to 5:30 so that we can be prepared for the festival that is actually starting today. Today is Wednesday, April 5th. So we're going to start today, and then next week on the 12th, and then the following week on the 19th. I think after 3 rehearsals, I'll feel like we're stable enough to be able to go to the festival and get some good ratings, hopefully a trophy. So wish the beginners good luck on that. We'll talk more about the raffle basket items later with the advanced students. And then their spring concert, beginner spring concert, is going to be May 4th here at Lake Olympia. I think that's a Thursday, 6:30. The students will be wearing their orchestra t-shirt and jeans for that concert. Let's see more about that later. Advanced students, okay? Advanced students, let's talk about their results from UIL 2 weeks ago. So to give you a little backstory, every group, not every group, every school has a varsity orchestra. That is the orchestra. So our varsity orchestra is the advanced orchestra. And they're broken up into 2 different classes, mainly because of size. If I had the size to be able to have all 22 of them in one room, that would be ideal. That's actually the ideal for most programs out there. They usually have around 20 to 30-ish students in their varsity level orchestra. So, but because of size, we have to split them into 2. So that's one factor. And then the second one is just that we're still really new to this process. A lot of the students just really weren't kicked into gear until much later in the game. So that's no one's fault exactly, but we do want to work towards a better future for their spring concert on May 9th with the Hightower High School program and the Marshall High School program and the Missouri City Middle School program. So all of those groups will be playing together. The 2 middle school groups will be bringing their advanced orchestras, and then Hightower's 2 orchestras will perform, and Marshall's 1 orchestra will perform. So it's going to be a nice concert. But before that, we have the Lake Olympia 30th Anniversary Fine Arts Showcase performance. That's going to be here at Lake O on Friday, April 28th at 7 p.m. The students will need to stay after school today. I will provide a meal for them while they wait. And also at that same event, we will have a silent auction, and each club organization is asked to present a basket for the auction, and whatever gets bid on and initially wins that bid, we will get 100% of those proceeds. So the best part about that is that that's a fundraiser that I don't have to run and manage myself. This fundraiser will go straight to our account, so that it can be used for future needs of the orchestra. So I'm asking each student, beginning students and advanced students, to start bringing spa-themed items. I think that the spa theme will actually help sell the best. Everyone loves to feel pampered and, have those kind of self-care things at home. So, excuse me. Every student that brings in one spa item will get a free 100 on any missing or low daily grade. So that's from January all the way until April 28th. So start bringing in those items. It is not limited at a certain number. However, if there are more items given than daily grades available, I'm sorry, I can't go any further than that. So if you are going to be eager about attributing to that, just make sure to maybe check in on Skyward, see how many extra credit points are actually going to be counted here. Okay, next thing. Instrument drive. Instrument drive is for the beginners that are coming in from either from Lake O that are 6th or 7th graders that want to start orchestra, or students in 5th grade from the elementary schools that are coming over to Lake O next year. So this is an instrument drive for them. However, you can come if you are currently renting an instrument from Lake Olympia from me. Next year's program numbers are going to double. That is a great thing if we were ready for it. So at the moment, we have about, I would say about 30-ish upper string instruments of varying sizes. And next year, we are projected to have close to 55 students. That'll be at the start of the year, and we'll probably gain a few more. So I'm not sure if the instruments that are currently here are going to be, all of them are going to be ready with repairs done and sent back before the end of before the beginning of the school year starts. So students that are in 6th and 7th grade this year, I am asking you, if you think that you're going to do orchestra for another year, go ahead and check out the rentals from Lyle, H&H Music, Fishburne, and Katie Violin Shop. They all have really good rental programs and really good policies as far as instrument breaking, any kind of small repairs that need to be done, and then just moving up in size whenever they get to that next size of their instrument. Please think about that, because I'm not sure about availability for next year as far as instruments. Typically, I try to give instruments to the beginning students first, because it's their first year. I want the parents to at least have an experience, if they are not able to rent outside of the school, at least have a good experience with some of these good instruments. There are a lot of instrument repairs that need to be done with my current inventory. So like I said, I have 30 or so violins and violas, but due to repairs and all that kind of needs, I will probably have close to 19, 20 of those instruments ready, and then 10 of those need to actually have some kind of repair done, major repair that won't be playable for next year. Same thing with the cellos. That's actually a bigger percentage of my cellos. I have about 15 or so cellos, and I would say there are at least 5 to 6 of them that need to be repaired. My basses, I have currently 7 basses. That I also have another 3 that are sprinkled throughout the district. But out of those 10 basses, there are probably about 4 of them that need major repairs. So all of my instruments will need some kind of repair next year in the summer. That's a lot of instruments to try to do, and every program has something like that. So that being said, instrument drive is probably something to look into, at least just to come by and ask questions. Lyle Violin Shop will be here to answer any questions. If you don't want to go with Lyle, I do have other stores that are recommended that I can suggest for you. Last thing is the summer camps. So it's not too late to start planning for summer camps. It's not too early, not too late, just the right time. So there are 2 camps here that have stay camps. This will be where they will go to the university, go stay there for a week, perform music with other students, probably in the, if they're Sam Houston, probably more in the Houston area, SFA, more of the Dallas, Fort Worth area and Houston area students. Those two camps are week-long camps, so be able to actually see guest clinicians and guest conductors and also work with university staff. They might even get, college tour out of it. So that's always a good thing. Fort Bend ISD runs its own string camp during the last week of June. I actually worked it last year. It was a pretty good experience to meet a bunch of students from across the district, see what they like about orchestra, what works at their program, what they want to see, and then kind of just like fellowship among all of the other teachers. We usually have some kind of professionals come out in the afternoon, usually one per day, like a violinist, one day a violist and a cellist and a bassist, to come in, kind of talk to the kids and maybe answer questions and play songs for them. So they get a good kick out of that. AFA, American Festival for the Arts. That is a Houston-based summer camp. They have two different types of summer camps now. The first one that I'm going to talk about is a 4 through 8 camp. That is any student that is currently here as a 6th or 7th or 8th grader. They would have to audition, and it's a week-long process for the camp. They would go to like an orchestra rehearsal for probably most of the day. They would have a theory class where they learn how to write music, learn musical concepts, a private lesson time to where they actually meet one-on-one with a teacher, and then also I think there's also some kind of chamber music as well, so a smaller group, like a trio or a quartet, something much smaller, more intimate. So they really kind of get a lot of different kinds of music learning throughout the week that way. AFA 8 through 12, that is a summer camp for rising 8th graders and older. This camp you would also have to audition in. I am an alumni of this camp. I went to 8 through 12 whenever I was in high school. This was actually in between my freshman and sophomore summer, because I remember my sister got married that summer. Yes, so yeah, that was a fun time. Back then the camp was a full like 8 weeks long. So it was literally like from the end of school starting, the next day was AFA, and then the last day of AFA, and then school starts like that next Tuesday or Wednesday. It was nuts, but I loved it. It really helped make me learn how to be a better musician, how to read music and perform music at a much faster pace. That's what all these summer camps do. We're trying to teach these students to kind of how to learn in a much smaller and a much faster capacity, so that they can kind of take those skills and use them in their orchestra classes as ways of sight reading or just ways of reading music faster than they did before. I've seen beginner students that maybe didn't really get it the first year, and then they come to the summer camp, they have a different teacher teach them, oh, you should do it like this. And then suddenly a light bulb just like goes off in their head, and they're finally learning how to do this. Sometimes it just takes maybe another perspective. I might not have all the answers, somebody else might will. So I definitely recommend any kind of summer camp for our students to help keep their string playing going as they continue in school. So with that said, I think that is all the announcements that I have. I'll probably have another April vlog to talk more in details about the anniversary performance, beginner festival, and then the 2 spring concerts as well. So I guess this is farewell to then.